Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Season 1's a weekly challenge, final challenge has become available, and the reward is something surprising for me at least. I didn't expect it, but it's a cool surprise. I'm happy with it. Uh, yeah, it's a blueprint. As you can see, it's a copper drop stream, so challenge, free reward. Just need to put in a little time and effort, and you can earn yourself this blueprint. So let's see what needs to be done. So with the launch of this game, they've added weekly challenges, and by completing the weekly challenges, you can earn yourself a reward. And now you don't need to complete all the weekly challenges, just 5 out of the lotted challenges available to you. Now each mode has 7 options of challenges, and there are 3 modes, so 21 challenges in total. You just need to complete 5 in spread out in any of the 3 modes, honestly. So not necessarily complete all 5 in a single mode, just 5 out of the 21, whether it be multiplayer, zombies, or battle royale. You can spread them out 2 in one, then 1 in one, and then 2 in the other, kind of thing like that, to in total 5. But what you do want to be doing is making sure you're completing the week 8 challenges for this particular reward. So with the launch, with the launch of week 8, there are the 21 challenges, 7 in multiplayer, 7 in zombies, 7 in battle royale, and provided you complete 5 of those, you will earn yourself the MTZ-762 battle rifle blueprint Urgent Business. So that's what you're tasked with. Now, these weekly challenges, normal rewards have been like aftermarket parts, and on rare, like once in the preseason and once in the season 1, we've been able to unlock an actual weapon variant. So that's what the rewards have been up to this point. So this is the first time they've given us a blueprint as the weekly challenge reward. Now, in the past, with the weekly challenges, the aftermarket parts and the weapon, DLC weapon that you could unlock during those week challenges, were brought into the aftermarket parts system at the end of the preseason. So the guess is most of these rewards, the aftermarket parts at least, and the weapon, will definitely have some challenge associated to them, if not put right into the aftermarket parts system. The armory unlock system, where you can complete challenges to earn those armory unlocks and unlock the various parts. Whether that's the case for this week's reward, I don't know. This is the first time we're getting a blueprint, so I don't know if this is kind of like if you miss out, you don't get this reward, or if it'll be available in the armory unlock system come the... Bish Bash, stop, man. The armory unlock system comes season 2. Personally, I hope they do allow this blueprint to be one of the armory unlocks if you missed out this week. Now, that being said, though, you don't need to actually complete it in this week. You do just need to complete it within the end of the season. So there are a couple of weeks left to, give or take a few days or a few hours, depending on when you're watching this, right? But you do need to complete the week 8 challenges, and 5 of them, like I said, out of the 21. I'm not going to go through all the challenges, but for week 8, the challenges in multiplayer, a lot of them revolve around using some of the aftermarket parts that we unlocked in some of the previous weeks. So you do need to complete some of those and have some of these aftermarket parts available to you to complete these challenges. So you're sort of kind of incentivized with this week's reward to complete some of the old weeks to earn some of the aftermarket parts so you can complete this week's challenges. So it's a little convoluted, but that is what the challenge revolves around. So provided you have unlocked some of these aftermarket parts, you can complete several of the multiplayer challenges. Now, there are some of the challenges that don't require aftermarket parts, like the first one where you just need to get point blank kills with any weapon. I think that might be the only one that doesn't require an aftermarket part for multiplayer. But there are zombie challenges, like I said. And some of the zombie challenges don't require the aftermarket parts. Some do, some don't. So the critical kill one, kill the warlord one, kill special zombies with shotguns. You can complete some of those without needing to unlock the aftermarket parts from the previous weeks. And there are also battle royale challenges where you have to loot weapon chests and the chests in various locations, get kills in certain locations, place top 10, 5 times, or complete contracts. So there are multiple opportunities that don't revolve around the aftermarket parts in some of the other modes. So like I said, as long as you complete 5 in, like you can do 1 in multiplayer, 2 or 3 in zombies, and 1 or 2 in battle royale if you want, that'll total the 5 completed challenges and unlock the blueprint for yourself. So that's what the task is. Like I said, I'm not going to go through specifically the challenges. Just a heads up, I did end up completing all 7 challenges yesterday. Like as soon as the challenge came out, I was like kind of excited to see the reward. So I kind of like jumped on off stream and just speed ran them in shipment. And yeah, you can complete all of these challenges in shipment very quickly if you have the like required parts already, including this long shot one. The long shot one is for like a handgun, the tier with the, like marksman rifle kit, right? And handgun ranges in shipment, if you're shooting enemies across the map, those are long shot ranges. So you could do these all in shipment very quickly if you have everything available to you. Otherwise, do a few of them, or some of them, whichever you do have available, and then maybe jump into zombies or battle royale and complete the other remaining required 5 challenges total, right? To earn the reward. That would be the way to go about it if you want to get it done quickly. MTZ-762 Battle Rifle Urgent Business. Let's go ahead and play the preview animation and get a closer look. Yeah, it's a very cool looking blueprint. I do like it. It's not like something amazing or like brilliant or anything, but I do like the fact that they're doing the weekly challenges and blueprints are associated with some of the rewards, potential rewards. That gives me hope. I think if it was just aftermarket parts and, like DLC weapons, that's cool and all. But for me, I like my blueprints. I like earning with the camos and stuff like that. So seeing these kind of rewards also available for the weekly challenges definitely adds, oh, that's a nice reward. Like I said, when I saw the challenge, I got like super excited. I was like, dude, I want to get this completed and, try it out and see what it's all about. And it wasn't difficult for me in shipment because I had all the aftermarket parts and was able to knock it out reasonably quickly. I don't know the exact how long it took me, but it was fast. Like I was able to knock it out reasonably fast and efficiently, and got me myself the blueprint, which is cool. I do like the MTZ-762 battle rifle, and couple of the attachments are in line with my build for the blueprint. For the weapon. So I do like that. I have seen the camo coverage. It's a little bit disappointing. It is a little bit disappointing. But otherwise, still very cool. I like it. This is the build for the Urgent Business blueprint. You get 3 attachments, 2 attachment slots open for you to do as you please. I don't know how to say this word. Caucasus reflex sight, the reflex sight for precision sight picture. The Bruin heavy support grip, gun kick control, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil, firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. And then the 30-round magazine. Magazine ammo capacity, aim down sight speed, reload quickness, movement speed, and sprint to fire speed are the cons. So yeah, those are the 3 attachments. This is what it looks like if you decide to add a muzzle attachment. You do have a couple of open slots, so you can add some stuff to this or change things around if you want. Different barrels. Honestly, the barrel on this doesn't seem to affect the visuals much if you change things around. Like, it looks sort of like the default barrel as it is. So it's not affecting the build if you decide to change things. Seems like it fits fine. Laser attachments. Optics. Stocks. If you change the stock, it seems like it will kind of mess a little bit, remove some of the elements of the blueprint, the stock in particular, right? It was a nice looking stock design wise. Grip attachments. Magazine. Ammunition won't change anything visually. Some different underbarrels. So that's the blueprint if you decide to change attachments around and the way it is and all that. This is the stats for the gun. 4.4 M-S is the movement speed since my face cam's blocking that. This is the camo coverage. As I mentioned earlier, it is sort of a little bit of a letdown. It just sort of takes over the whole blueprint. Same with the mastery camos. Zombie camo similar, just takes over the whole blueprint. Saving grace is the solid colors. You retain a few of the orange elements, so little orange accents with the solid color camera coverage, which I guess you can do something fun with. It does look all right if you put on a solid color and have those little orange accents tied to the blueprint. But yeah, overall a little bit of a disappointment as far as camo coverage goes. But still a cool looking blueprint nevertheless. All right, let's jump in and play some games. I've been having some connection issues, man, all day today. First take, there's decent connections, but there's something funny going on. I was not able to track enemies properly. Ended up resetting the modem and starting the stream out again. And then did a little bit of first take. Didn't go so well. It was 100 ping connection lobby. So I just did a second take. Then another take on that.
Objective Bravo. Recontrol Bravo. Enemy securing Bravo. We're taking Charlie. Bravo. Secure. We're losing Alpha.
Who killed me, dude? What the hell?
Securing objective Bravo. The enemy holds two objectives. Secure those positions.
Dude, what the fuck, man? I should have backed out of this nonsense.
Enemies taking Alpha. Securing objective Charlie. We're taking Bravo.
On your six!
Objective Charlie secure. Objective Alpha is compromised. We control Bravo. We've secured the lead. Enemies taking Bravo. Hostile UAV in the area. We've lost Bravo.
I'm with you. Switching back.
The enemy has captured two objectives. Get them secure. Friendly UAV on station. Securing objective Bravo. They're taking Bravo. Enemy UAV active. Friendly care package on the way.
Jeez.
Friendly UAV online. Friendly UAV on station. Securing objective Bravo.
Moving here.
We're getting hit hard. We're taking Bravo. Mission failed. Return to base.
I'm honestly feeling so stiff also today. So I just continued playing the first take. Those are good games. I just Needed ammo.
Enemies taking Bravo. We're taking Alpha. Enemy currently holds all objectives. Take them back. Alpha secure. Securing objective Charlie.
The transitions are really bad sometimes. Like her jumping over, that didn't look right.
The enemy has captured 2 objectives. Hostile Mosquito is online. Enemy UAV active. Friendly UAV online. Control Bravo. by. Enemies inside the perimeter. Target area updated. Move to the hard point compromised. Secure the area.
Reloaded. On your six.
Enemies inside the perimeter. Friendly mosquito deployed. Hostile UAV in the area. Please stay sharp. Hardpoint area. Hardpoint relocated. Stand by. Friendly UAV on station. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. UAV active. Friendly mosquito active.
Reloading.
Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint. Friendly UAV online. Enemies inside the perimeter. Hostile cluster mine. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the enemies inside the perimeter. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile mortar strike near your position. Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
I don't know why I went into that. Thought it was teammates, honestly.
Friendly cluster mine deployed. Mission time is half over. Maintain your friendly mosquito deployed.
So that's the blueprint, the way you get it, and with camo. You know, I think I know why I'm getting screwed over with my shots, man. I'm getting a lot of drift with my controller. Where's the drift? Dead zones. With 7. See if that helps. No, it's not my left stick. It's the right stick, dude. That's drifting. That's why the aim is... What? Oh, let's go with 6. All right. I'm going to try out my build now when I used this gun, whenever I use this gun. I do like this gun, so this is a build I utilize often, but I don't think it's an efficient build. I was looking at guest builds and stuff like that, and there are better builds. I think I might have... There's room for improvement with this build for sure. But State Reflector, MTZ Factory Grip, 30-round mag, Bruin Heavy Support Grip, and then the Bruin Harmonic Suppressor L muzzle. The main issue with this build, in my opinion, is the ADS speed's a little on the slow side. So I think if I changed attachments around, I could still gain the recoil control I want from it, but not lose as much ADS speed. So I think that's where the inefficiency is happening. Definitely tempted to try out the guest build because I think potentially will be a more efficient and more viable build that I might switch up to if I like it, or at least change some of my attachments around too. But yeah, this is what I've been using for the most part. And it's, like I said, it's very similar to the build, like underbarrel and magazine attachment. Honestly, also, I really didn't like the reticle on the blueprint build. It's like not digging it. But I tried out this build yesterday, and then obviously I've done a couple of takes now. And I sometimes when I'm firing, I feel like I'm hitting my shots, but I'm not getting hit markers. I'm not getting credit for it. And I've chalked it up to like just bad servers, bad connections, right? But I also think it might be partially to do with the way the reticle looks, you know, like it might be throwing me off. And I think I'm supposed to be on target because it looks like I am, but because the reticle's kind of weird. Like the red lines on the side, once the gun starts firing, kind of like, I think I might be mistaking that for the center dot. Or it might just be like, you know, server connections and lag issues, which is also very possible with this game. But also maybe it was my drift. Oh man, this control's got too much drift, dude. I should actually like return it and tell them to send me a new one. It's still under warranty.
Secure the target area. Target area located. Secure the hard point. target area. Friendly UAV online. Ready to deploy.
Hey, what the?
Friendly UAV on station. Next hardpoint. Stand by. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Hostile mosquito is online.
No, I did a few retakes. Gosh, I had to do a few retakes. Like the connection was a little funny in the first take, so I did a restart in my modem. And then the very first game after that was a pretty bad connection also. So this is like take 3. But there will be bonus section after this. I'm gonna play a little bit of Plunder. Hey. Yeah, the first take, the games were actually good. I ended up getting VTOLs in the first 2 games. But for some reason, I couldn't track the enemies, man. I was struggling to track the enemies. Like, so I thought maybe if I restarted my modem, it would smooth things out. Honestly, didn't really do anything. I am able to track the enemies better, but I think it's just server side this time around. Connections are like kind of questionable sometimes. Anyway, this was my build for the MTZ. If you actually watched the first take, which I had to restart my modem, so I completely deleted that stream because I did a full restart to reset the modem. I couldn't track any enemies at all. I was shooting them, I couldn't like aim. It was like I had no aim assist or something, and something was preventing me from aiming at the enemies. This time, a lot better. More appropriate showcase of my build because it is a good build. I like it. It's been good to me. I prefer the MTZ-762 battle rifle. Yeah, the first attempt was an anomaly, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I couldn't hit the targets, dude. It was really weird, man. It's completely raged me out to restart the whole stream. Anyway, now we're going to try the guest build, and it's the usual guest build. We're going to try out TheXclusiveAce's build. I tend to like appreciate his efforts and time he puts into researching weaponry and attachments and what goes well together. And this is his accuracy build. Reason I'm going with his accuracy build, he's got 3 builds in his video for the gun guide. The main reason I'm going for this accuracy build is when I tried out his MTZ-562 or whatever, the 545 or whatever, the assault rifle MTZ, his accuracy build was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I kind of want to see if he's got that same magic with the battle rifle here. Hey, but yeah, different attachments from what he recommended for the assault rifle. So this is what he's recommended for the battle rifle. I'm going with my own optic. He suggests a different optic. He prefers the MK3 reflector. I prefer the slate reflector, so I'm just going to stick with my preferred optic. But the other attachments are his. EXF close quarters assault stock, MTZ factory range grip, the SL skeletal vertical grip. This is one of the main attachments I'm curious about because I use the heavy support, but in his gun guide, this is the better attachment, and when he showcased it, and it's improving like ADS speed, so that is useful in comparison to my build. And then he recommends the Seiken Tread 40 muzzle attachment. Again, this is going to be very useful for the accuracy build. And he has a stealth build. So debating, but his stealth build isn't half as, like, it's not quite as accurate as his accuracy build, right? So I want to see how accurate this build is and whether it is worth foregoing suppression. No. Whereas with my build, I've got like a suppressor that helps with recoil control, but it's like hurting ADS speed and all that. I'm not super digging the ADS speed on it. But like I said, my build has been good to me. So like I'm not against sticking with it either. I just want to see what else is out there. So I'm going to try out Exclusive's build. And this one's his accuracy one. I will link his channel in the description. I always recommend Exclusive's content because he's been his builds in the last few years. You know, the funny thing is, like in 2019, like Exclusive sort of didn't like the multiplayer, and he started like drifting a little bit to Warzone, and you could tell like his builds weren't smart for multiplayer action, at least for the way I played it, and in my opinion, just showed the lack of passion for the game, I guess. Whereas since like that, you can tell he's no longer like super into Warzone. He prefers multiplayer, and that does reflect in his builds. Like his builds have kind of become significantly more worthy of trying. Before MW 2019, he used to be like into multiplayer before that, right? So, okay.
Taking the lead.
I might back out of this one. I got a pretty bad start. Let's see if we can.
Secure the lead.
The other thing I don't like about his build is sticking with a 20 round mag. But I do reload obsessively sometimes, so maybe
Standing by.
worth it.
UAV in the area.
Solid copy. Counter UAV is blocked. Copy. UAV orbiting the AO.
Friendly UAV online.
Counter UAV destroyed. Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
I wonder if they nerfed this gun a little bit, man. It feels like it's not the same as hard hitting, but I don't think they mentioned any nerf.
Lost the lead.
God, teammate, why would you push that one with me? Even I knew that was a stupid push. You could have waited for me to like bait them a little bit.
Enemy UAV active. Enemy gaining ground. Push the
What the fuck? Hey, that should have been a kill. It's an okay build. I think I still prefer mine. Mine is slower, not as accurate, but I'm more comfortable with it, I guess. I don't know. I want to say mine is harder hitting, but I don't think that's true. I think the same. Yeah, that's exclusive Aces build. I think it's because I have a little bit more ammo, so the ammo itself is a tad bit more forgiving. Just having that extra ammunition. That alone, and then also the suppressor, keeping you off the radar. But I don't think damage is any different. To do that, I want to do this. Yeah, it's the same. Looks like it's the same. The ADS speed is quite a bit better than mine. Almost like 68 milliseconds. Maybe even a little bit more than that. All right, for this last build, we're going to try out, I guess it's technically a cursed build. What I've gone with is heavy on the aiming idle stability. And I'm thinking maybe I'll go with like semi-automatic with this build. Try it semi-automatic and see how it goes. Got the MTZ Precision Blackthorn barrel. Sticking with a slate reflector, although I was tempted to go with a scope for this one, but we'll stick with slate. It's a curse build. It's more of an experimental build. It is an experimental semi-automatic build. Let's go like that. Let's say that, right? MCW Blackjack. Again, heavy on the aiming idle stability, right? This way. Chalk, angled grip. Chalk, angled grip. Now, if I wanted to go ultra with it, I would have probably gone with this XRK Sniper palm rest grip. But I think that's just not necessary going that heavy over the top. So I've thrown on like the Shadow Strike suppressor just to keep me off the radar. So this is just a theoretical build, semi-automatic build that I wanted to try out. I think if I was to criticize it without playing with it. It's like probably not necessarily necessary to go this heavy with the 3 attachments that are heavy on that thing. Maybe we can swap a few and still maintain a reasonably good aiming idle sway for semi-automatic ranged gunfights, right? And get a few other benefits via switching 1 or 2 of the attachments. But yeah, let's just try it out. Kiki, please move. All right, I'll give you, man. Just come on. I'll give. I'm giving. So yeah, definitely an experimental build. I don't know how good or bad it is, and like I said, probably over the top with some of the attachments. Could swap it out for, but we shall see now. Swap this up to semi.
You're clear to engage any and all hostiles in the AO. Secured the lead.
Shouldn't have even bothered going for that nonsense. It's not as hard hitting as it should be, man. In semi, it's not worth it.
Enemy UAV active.
Copy. UAV is up.
Mission time is half complete. Secure the victory. Friendly
Yeah, way more effort than need be for not quite the reward you want from it.
UAV is bingo fuel. RTV at this time.
Like, it's not worth it at all. And the build is not great. Like, I feel like instead of so heavy on... Oh, I just saw the second guy and kept firing and hoped he walked into it. The teammate did...
Moving here.
Friendly mosquito active.
More effort than need be. More effort than need be. I think like at medium ranges, like the headshot multiplier was decent, I think. But it just didn't feel like it was worth it. And also the build, I think instead of so much aiming idles, like sway attachments, some gun kick control would have been more valuable. So you can get some of those follow-ups. But yeah, generally I didn't really like it. Semi-automatic, wasn't digging the gun in semi. So yeah, theoretical semi-automatic aiming idle sway build, cursed build for sure. Not worth it. Not worth it. I didn't see any value. Like more effort, like I said, than the reward output. MTZ-762 Urgent Business Season 1's Week 8 Weekly Challenge Reward for completing 5 challenges. And yeah, it's a nice looking blueprint. It's not a horrible blueprint. I do think there's some weirdness going on with the optic reticle that threw me off sometimes, I feel. There's definitely a little bit of that. But also probably some of the connections in this game are a little bit questionable at the moment, in my opinion. Possibly, I don't know. Also, question mark, did they nerf this gun a little bit? I don't know. I don't think they did, but it doesn't feel that great. Not horrible, but almost felt a little bit weaker than it should have been at medium, longer ranges. More longer ranges than anything, but yeah. Visually, it's an okay looking blueprint. I don't mind it. I like it, sort of. It's not fancy or anything, but it's got a clean, fun, not fun. Well, it is somewhat fun. Trying to define the orange. It's got that kind of like warning sign thing or whatever, you know, the road sign thing, right? Color to it. And I like that element to the weaponry. I do like it. You know, it gives that kind of like caution, I guess. You know, the vest, the orange vests and stuff like that. But build-wise, again, 2 of the attachments are what I would use in my build, so I appreciate that. And now that I tried Exclusive's build and the experimental build and stuff like that, definitely deciding to like, probably don't want to change much of my build at the moment. I think I'm good with the way it is. So having this blueprint basically just be in addition to, you know, my build is just basically in addition to build of this blueprint, minus the optic. That's nice because I just add the muzzle attachment, add the grip, swap the optic, and I maintain the blueprint quite nicely and utilize it the way I like to use this gun. And it's always like an annoyance when you get a blueprint and then you realize, oh, the way I like to use this weapon, attachments are different and the blueprint doesn't hold up. And that being said, though, there is a lot of versatility to like the attachment potential adjustments. I mean, yeah, if you change the stock, you're gonna lose that cool looking stock. You don't really see that in the game that much. So is that a big deal to you? Up to you. Grip also is a very cool grip, but you lose that. Again, your hand covers it. Same with the magazine. You change it. That's a pretty cool looking magazine, you know. But otherwise, like muzzle, barrel, laser, optic, underbarrel, all of that stuff is very changeable, right? And for me, 30 round mag is fine. No stock attachment is fine. So it worked out good for me as far as the blueprint goes. Yeah, it's a cool looking blueprint. I like it. And I am so happy to see weekly challenge reward potential being maybe a blueprint now. It gives me hope for future seasons that this will be the case also. Like some of my favorite things in like challenges in Modern Warfare 2019, and also probably some of my more popular streams back then when I started streaming, were challenge streams for blueprints. Like they had those kind of mission challenges or whatever. Hey, cutlet, cutlet. And doing the challenges gained a lot of views, and earning the blueprint was always nice to have. Hey, cutlet. These cats, man, I tell you, the obnoxious little brats, always trying to squeeze their business into where it doesn't belong. But I love them. So yeah, it was nice. I did all the challenges off stream yesterday. Maybe I should have done a stream, week 8 challenges stream. Honestly, probably won't bother doing it even if they do another week blueprint challenge. I actually kind of knocked out the challenges in shipment, so it was pretty simple and easy for me. And off stream, like I said, I got really excited when I saw the blueprint as the reward for the weekly challenges. I was like, man, that's finally something worthy, you know. The aftermarket parts and all, I can see how like a lot of people would like those things, right? And there's a lot of value for some of the content creators for the aftermarket parts and stuff like that. But I'm not really a build guy and a stats guy and all that. I like my fun collectible rewards. And yeah, weekly challenge blueprint, 2 thumbs up. I approve of the reward and stuff like that. I do have to say though, I mentioned this in the beginning of the stream. I'm going to say it again. With the preseason rewards, I mean, for the weekly challenges, a lot of them were aftermarket parts, and one was an actual weapon, not a blueprint, but like a new weapon, DLC weapon or whatever. I think it was the TAC Eradicator or whatever, right? I think that was what it was. And after the season ended, they made it clear, you know, like, as long as you complete the challenges within the season for any of the weeks, right? It's not locked to a week and then you have to complete it. No, you have the whole season as the weeks progress to complete all the challenges and get your 5 challenges to unlock the reward. But they made it clear that those rewards, those aftermarket parts, because they're stat changing and stuff like that, people were a little concerned, like, oh, you know, does this mean if we miss out on the week or miss out on the season, those aftermarket parts will be locked out? No, they ended up confirming, and it went down that way with season 1, that all those preseason aftermarket parts and weapon had been put into the Armory unlock system. Or I don't think there was a challenge associated to the weapon. I think even that got put into the Armory unlock system. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to know that the FOMO aspect of the weekly challenges and aftermarket parts and weaponry wasn't going to be there. So I'm definitely very curious to see, with a blueprint reward like this, Urgent Business, the MTZ-762, will we see this as an aftermarket, I mean the Armory Unlock reward? It's something I was definitely keen on seeing in the Armory Unlock, because there's a lot of like required stuff in the Armory Unlock, you know, like perks, this, that, and the other. But nothing cool like a blueprint, right? I mean, I guess they did have the calling card and stuff like that. Those were there, and those were very grindy to get. A lot of Armory Unlocks required for that. But that was it as far as cosmetics go, like for personalization and, you know, stuff like that. Like, so I'd be totally cool with this not being a FOMO item and seeing that put into the Armory Unlock. You know, I'm not going to say how many Armory Unlocks I would think it would require to unlock a blueprint, but I wouldn't be against it being, you know, like a higher tier reward where you have to like put a little bit more effort and get a few more of those Armory Unlocks to unlock this particular reward. But yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see now, season 2. Does this go into the Armory Unlock system or not? Or will this be a FOMO reward from the weekly challenges? Like I said, personally, I want to see this in the Armory Unlock system. That's just how I'd like to see it play out. But we'll find out when we get to it, I guess. Again, my suggestion is don't expect it to be an Armory Unlock. Be pleasantly surprised if it is one. If you have the time and you can jump onto the game, complete the week 8 challenges, at least 5 of them, right, to get this particular reward. And as we went through the challenges, it was obvious that, yeah, there are a lot of aftermarket part challenges in multiplayer. So if you only stick with multiplayer, you probably need to complete some of the other weeks to get the aftermarket parts to complete all the multiplayer challenges, at least to get 5 of them. But you don't need to just do it in multiplayer. You can go into Battle Royale, you can go into Zombies and complete the challenges that don't require the aftermarket parts. So if you haven't completed the previous weeks, you're not forced into completing them. You have enough challenges between the 3 modes to get your 5 challenge completion to earn the reward. So just be strategic about it. If you want the blueprint, don't get frustrated. And it shouldn't be a hard challenge to unlock for yourself, a hard reward to unlock for yourself. I do wish the camo coverage was better, but it's forgivable. It's like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. Like, I think when you have these weekly challenge blueprints and stuff like that, it not being like insanely over the top, like crazy good, is understandable. I would like to see some really cool, crazy, over the top, good, free blueprints, you know. But it's still a nice one. It's a nice one. And like I said, I use this weapon, and the build is close enough that all I have to do is make some small adjustments, and it'll fit to my, like, you know, build. So I like this one. I approve. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I enjoyed it. Week 8, Season 1 challenge. And again, you just need to complete, you do need to complete the week 8 challenges. If you can complete 5 of the previous weeks, that doesn't count towards this blueprint. It's specifically the week 8, you need to complete 5 challenges. So focus on those ones if you want this blueprint. The other challenges are for the other rewards. Also, if you do complete all 8 weeks, at least 5 challenges in each week for the 8 weeks, there's the Coherence Camo Final Completionist Reward. Camo Completionist Reward for the weekly challenges. We'll probably check that out tomorrow, is the plan. So yeah, it's we got some decent gameplay. Honestly, I'm not joking. In the first take, I dropped 2 VTOLs in the first 2 games. I wasn't like heavy, like I didn't slay out crazy. I was still like, I had died a bit, yeah. But there's something funny going on with my aim. I was definitely feeling a little stiff. So like partially in my back of my head is like, is this me? Am I the one feeling stiff and not snapping onto the enemies as I normally am somewhat capable of? Not like full on, right? But I'm somewhat capable of aiming at enemies reasonably okay. And then when I went with my build, I just couldn't hit the enemies. I honestly don't know what happened. It wasn't the connection. I was a 70 ping connection. But whatever I was doing, I just couldn't line up the enemies. And I couldn't shoot them, dude. I was shooting them. And I would completely miss. I wouldn't be able to like land my like reticle on them when I'm like aiming at them. It's frustrating. That's why I did a restart. I was like, man, forget it. And then the first game on the restart was pretty bad. So we did a 3rd restart. We'll crop that out. We'll crop that out. The other stream got deleted also, so unfortunate. But yeah, overall we did okay. So it's a decent blueprint. I like it. And it's gonna be nice with the my build possibly. Again, camo coverage would have been nice. Better camo coverage would have been gone a long way for. I suspect I won't end up using this blueprint because the camo coverage is kind of boring, and I do like to, you know, work on those mastery camo grinds, you know, where you equip the camo and then you have to like get X number of kills for the charm. And I do like to also flex my mastery camos a little bit since I earned them, and also the event camos and all. So. Nice blueprint for the collection. Will I use it? I don't know, but it's worthy of the grind, I think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already, and I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been a while since I saw something in COD that made me excited and want to play immediately. And the week 8 challenges, specifically the reward tied to those challenges, did that for me. Literally saw the challenges, saw the reward, jumped on, and grounded out because I was happy to be earning something fun. And yeah, weekly challenges, blueprint reward. Loved it.